Hey guys, it's time to begin Bollocks this evening. Appreciate you guys tuning in with us, and we have an amazing show tonight. Sometimes it's okay, but tonight's amazing.
Oh yeah,
I just feel it. We never really know what our show's going to go like because it's not scripted. We throw out topics and then we just attack the show. So we really don't know, but it feels deep down we're going to have an amazing show.
I think so.
All right. Hope everybody had a great long weekend. Sorry we missed you, and thank you to all those fallen but not forgotten.
Correct.
So we really appreciate that, and Blake did a fine job of filming the ceremonies yesterday.
Saw that,
and appreciate Blake doing that in the heat, and the phone did not overheat. So, Lenny, you doing okay?
I'm doing fine. Yesterday was a poignant day. You've got to remember the fallen and appreciate what they've provided for us as far as security and freedoms. My flag goes out every day, but it goes out with more emphasis yesterday. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we used to do that at home. We got a flag when I was a kid from Herman Tenzer was our congressman at the time.
Okay.
And one of the flags that had flown over the Capitol.
All right.
That's a great job. There's a man who stands on the roof of the Capitol, and he raises a flag, walks around, goes dead, takes him down, folds them up, and they get shipped off to anybody who wants one.
And then he does it again.
Correct.
Over and over all day long.
He doesn't get dizzy.
It's a lot of looking up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of looking up.
And it's not a low roof.
Hey, Blake, are you okay back there? I guess Blake does not have his headset on. He hit the button and then he's just taking sips.
That was intentional.
Oh,
that was
gosh.
intentional.
Canada Dry is not one of our sponsors, so no product placement there. Blake, are you doing? Back to the original question. Blake, you doing okay back there? Really? Come on, dude. Come on, man.
I'm doing great though. Thank you for
asking.
Thanks for making me look better.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Or at least civil.
All right, Lenny. And we are coming to you from the Bozard Ford Studios. I'm sure they're real proud of that moment right there. And Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine, their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been a recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
When it comes to plumbing and construction in North Florida, trust the experts at Anastasia Construction and Shotgun Plumbing. Whether it's residential or commercial, service, repair, or new installation, they do it all, and we do it right the first time. Owner and master plumber Michael Severio is licensed, insured, and committed to quality. No surprise charges, no weekend or night up charges, and we will always call when we're 30 minutes out. Honest work, written estimates, clean and professional service every time. Visit us today and make Shotgun Plumbing the only plumber you'll ever need.
All right, coming in soon on the show.
Yeah.
We got Cindy coming in. St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum. Set sail for an adventure at the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, home to the world's largest and most authentic collection of pirate artifacts. Explore over 800 relics across 40 immersive exhibits, including Thomas Tew's original pirate chest, Blackbeard's blunderbuss, and gold from the Queen Anne's Revenge. You'll even see one of only 3 authentic Jolly Roger flags left in the world, curated by Pat Croce and the Croce family. It's a journey through real pirate history right in downtown St. Augustine at 12 South Castillo Drive.
I might have to take a walk through there before she joins us, because I got a couple of questions I've been thinking about as far as other things that they might be doing there or aren't doing there, if they choose to or choose not to. So I got to go through and see if they're there or they're not there.
Okay. I'm sure she'll have all those answers.
I don't doubt it at all. Opening their doors in 2008, Brightway Insurance, the Casey agency, has proudly stood by their customers through hurricanes, major floods, hail, and fires. Through these events, the agency has become much-needed insurance resource in times of trouble and hardship. Honesty and integrity are pillars of our core values, says owner Ashley Casey. We pride ourselves on being insurance experts while developing strategies that help our clients meet their insurance needs. We truly enjoy the relationships that we've forged, and the office has a real love for St. Augustine, which inspires all of us to be our best.
All right. It's time to get into the show. It is Tuesday, so we're not doing 5 questions. We're going to bounce back and forth between the articles.
We only do 5 questions on Monday?
We only do 5 questions on Monday.
Okay, fine.
That's
Okay.
a Monday thing.
All right, good to know.
So it's been since Uncommon Ground.
Okay,
We've always done 5 questions on Monday.
okay. I'm going to write up some of these one of these
I'm
days.
sure there'll be a lot of questions
Well,
today,
yeah.
but we only do 5 questions on
Gotcha.
Monday.
Hey, I'm new here.
All right. All right, Lenny, I'm going to start us off with trains. What is one of your topics?
Idaho teacher.
Idaho teacher, and I'm going to do world economics.
Okay.
Blake, you are the chooser from those 3. Now, Kenny just said something about frog hair. We were talking about frog hair before the show. We conjured up that statement from him.
It's amazing.
Finest frog. As what he asked me how I was doing. I said finest frog hair.
Yeah.
And he said frog hair is sticky. I don't think that. I think that's a New York frog.
It could be. It could be a swampy frog. They're coming out of a swamp, man.
Most frogs are pretty slimy.
Yeah, well.
That's not sticky.
All right.
Slimy and sticky are opposites.
I'm still trying to figure out what there was something I was looking at that somebody said it's tough to spread this goo, and I couldn't find out what it was. I got confused by that. Though I did see a recipe, which is slightly intriguing, for a fluffernutter sandwich treated like a grilled cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And he made it interesting, too, because he did the fluffernutter on both outside pieces of bread, and then took a square of bread with the crust off and put the peanut butter on 2 sides of that and put that in between it, and then grilled it up in butter.
It's like a Big Mac fluffernutter.
Exactly.
A fried Big Mac fluffernutter.
Ooh, that's
not
good.
as easy to say as you'd think.
Right. And then I got to do some research, because apparently, not that we're going off on tangents already,
Yeah.
beef tallow is back in and seed oils are out. So I need to look into that for the rest of the week, maybe for Thursday. We'll see.
Beef tallow. I mean, that's what they used to do, the French fries in, right?
Yeah, exactly. But now, according to Make America Healthy Again, beef tallow is good and seed oils are bad. So I'm intrigued by that.
Well, I don't really tell people about how to eat healthy. I have a Red Bull in front of me, and right before I came in the studio, I had and I don't even know if you know these exist. I had a nutty butter moon pie.
A nutty butter moon pie.
Nutty buddy moon pie.
Not easy to say, but I appreciate it because I'm a big fan of Nutty Buddy, as you know, and I know you're a big fan of Nutty Buddy.
Yeah, but it was in the fridge. It was cold.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
and the moon pie, which is a scooter pie up north, or moon pies down here, which are delightful. But the Nutty Buddies, very key to refrigerate them because they will melt in your hand. That chocolate will melt quite quickly.
They just fall apart. Yeah. All right, back to our topics. We have trains, Idaho teacher, and world economics. Blake, you get to choose, sir.
I'm going to go with teachers.
Okay.
Idaho.
All right. Put your seatbelts on. Blake, those are the 2 emails I sent you with the 2 photographs in them?
Idaho.
Okay. So, put up one of those. Either one of those, but put up the one with the hands if you don't mind, please.
Idaho.
Yeah, well, it's Idaho, all right. So that starts it right there.
Go Idaho.
So in the West Ada School District in Idaho, they have told a classroom teacher to take down that poster.
All right, I can't read it from where.
Yeah, can you see it on your phone?
Yeah.
All right. It says everyone is welcome, and there's a bunch of hands up, and the hands have all different skin pigments on them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's been in her classroom for 4 years. This year they said, you got to take that down. That's an opinion.
What's an opinion?
None of this makes sense.
What's an opinion?
Except for the fact that it's freaking Idaho, which is, kind of lily white.
Idaho?
Yeah.
What the hell, Idaho?
Yeah. Okay, so.
Bunch of spudheads?
Yeah. It's been in her classroom for 4 years. The woman's name is Sarah Inema.
Okay.
Inema. She has resigned at the end of this school year.
Sarah Enema.
Yep.
She's a pain in the ass.
She's the second teacher. That's her sister Enema.
Yeah.
She teaches 6th grade world civilization class at Lewis and Clark Middle School.
Okay.
The district officials told her that the poster violated district policy because it expressed a personal opinion that some don't agree with. And the quote is, in today's political environment, that some don't agree with in today's political environment. The district was more interested, according to the woman, was more interested in not alienating people with racist views of our students rather than supporting her in her classroom motivational posters. Because of this, a second teacher has resigned, a woman who has taught for 15 years in a different middle school in the same district, who was a 2-time Teacher of the Year award winner. Now,
I need more explanation.
they won't give one. That's
That makes
the problem.
No sense.
Of course not, because first of all,
Someone
education
complained
is
about that?
Yes. Apparently the administration did, and there was a second one, Blake, that they also made her take down, which doesn't even have the hands on it. Now, somebody said, well, it's rainbow. Well, the second one, which was the up and down one, the north and south one, is not really a rainbow poster. It's just the same thing without the skin tone. So there was no sexual innuendo. There was nothing about anything.
Let me just read it. I mean, this room, everyone is welcome, important, accepted, respected, encouraged, valued, and equal.
And this is public education.
Well, I mean,
Which used to be compulsory.
What do you want her to teach?
I don't understand it.
Where is, Blake, and I need you to look this up.
Okay.
Where is the state of Idaho as far as the rankings of states
In
as
education?
states, and values? I mean, because I can tell you right now, they might have dropped just by this
It ain't
story.
Utah. Right.
Well, it ain't Florida.
True.
Now Florida can brag.
Right.
We're,
Yeah, right.
we're in the top 5.
Right. We're two,
I think
baby.
we're number two.
Yeah.
We're number 2.
All right.
So where do they rank? I just want to know where they rank.
So right now, Idaho ranks 36 in the nation for education attainment.
Rock on.
43rd for quality.
43rd for quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see where
That's
you're
nothing to
screwing
be
up,
proud
Idaho?
of. Yeah,
You see
nothing
where
to
you're
be
screwing
proud
up?
of. Okay.
This is how you don't get to be number 1. You're not even close.
So the classroom content policy that they're working under prohibits, and now I'm quoting, promotion or opposition of any political, ideological, religious, or socially contentious issue, end quote. Which I'm
I
going to
didn't
say,
see any of that in there.
of course not. But I'm going to save this for another day because the religious word right there is, as soon as they go to put the 10 Commandments up on that wall, I'm going to scream holy murder. Because that's what, there's some lunatic in Texas who wants to do that and put the 10 Commandments in every classroom down there. And somebody who was not agreeing with her, another state representative, said, don't you think the Constitution could be up there? Shouldn't that be the overriding poster on the wall?
Bill of Rights.
Right. And the woman couldn't answer the question. She was just going humana, 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 humana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So her students said that this taught her students to stand up for what you believe in. Narissa Armstrong was the second teacher that retired after 15 years and 2 Teacher of the Year awards. And her letter of resignation said, and I quote, "You made it extraordinarily clear that diversity is not welcome here." And she said, here's my resignation.
Well, good for her.
Absolutely.
Good for her. Does she have a GoFundMe page?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We need to see if we can run that down and
Okay.
just because I got this teacher's back on this one.
Absolutely.
I mean, there was nothing in there
Well,
that was even controversial in
Of
my
course not.
opinion at all.
no.
And
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Idaho is probably not that diverse of a state.
It's not. It's not.
In my image of Idaho, I don't go, wow, Idaho. Ooh, that's the melting pot of the world.
No.
So it's not really there.
Yeah,
I mean, it probably has a heavy Native American population in there.
You'd like to think, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful state. You know, the mountains are fabulous. It's beautiful, but
one of the 50 I haven't been to.
the best thing going for it is the blue turf field at the University of Idaho.
There's a problem with that.
Boise State.
Boise State, thank you very much.
There's,
Yeah,
a,
okay.
there's a problem with that one too.
Which is?
Okay. If a bug is crawling across it, it tricks birds to thinking it's a bug on the water.
Okay. And they go flying into it?
They dive bomb it right into the field.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
That's got to give you a headache.
Yeah. So they have to have like bird wires across the top of the stadium to kind of avoid that.
Okay.
So, but there
Interesting.
it was a flaw with the bright blue artificial
All
turf.
right.
So,
you know, the district, done by the district has school-wide posters that say welcome,
Mhm.
And students can exhibit kindness by welcoming others and embracing diversity. These are district-wide posters that the school has put up.
Yes.
What's the difference?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
It seems very contradictory.
The only
And
difference...
it looks like this is kind of a witch hunt after this teacher.
Well, she's got a whole hell of a lot of support, I'll tell you that. Because the only difference between the district's posters and the one in her classroom that had been there for, as I said, 4 years before this was the skin color of the hands. Now, she is not alone.
Mm-hmm.
She is being supported by a majority of the people in the school district. The school district will not answer requests for interviews or anything. One of the school board members completely supports this woman. A couple of the others are, again, sitting there going, humana, humana, humana. They printed up...
How many board members are there on the board?
I think from when I looked at the video, there were at least 5. I don't know if there were 7.
Okay.
Which would be a very large school board, but I don't know how large the district is. Mm-hmm. They have taken that hands poster and printed up shirts.
Okay.
Well over 10,000 sold worldwide.
All right. Is she getting the money from this?
I don't believe she is,
she's
but
not
I don't
employed.
know. Well, she's unemployed
who's getting
now,
the money? That's a question I have. I don't mind buying one of those shirts.
No, right.
But I want
where's
to
it
know.
going?
I want to know where that money's going.
Fair enough.
So
now, some of her children went out with their crayons and started drawing this on the sidewalks in town.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Yeah, we'll expect 300 people." 3,000 people showed up to support the kids and help them do that.
I didn't even know that many people lived in Idaho.
So
that's awesome.
Yep.
Good for her.
So that's that.
That shows how wrong these people are.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
All right.
Education is being beaten pillar to post.
All right. Yeah. 43rd. Way to go, Idaho.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. All right. I have trains. You have
funded by University Research and Pros and Joes.
Okay. You get one.
All right, then I'm going to do Pros and Joes because I put that one up. I put that one up there for Blake.
We've been doing the show a couple of times now. So.
All right, you know me. I get excited.
All right,
I was expecting 5 questions. What do I know?
Pros and Joes, Pros and Joes, and world economics. Blake, what you got? We got trains, Pros and Joes, and world economics.
I know it seems fair to do like a topic for you, Dad, but however, though, since I did bring this up to Lenny, I want to make sure that this gets spoken about on air. Pros versus Joes.
Okay.
Pros versus Joes.
You brought that up to me?
Yeah, I did.
No, you gave me the Cuomo polling.
No. Was the Pros versus Joes was
all the rest of us who are out there would like to know what the hell you two's conversation is about. Pros and Joes.
Right,
I'll talk about that, but I have no idea where that came. Well, thank you, Blake, for telling me what I found elsewhere.
What's your Pros and Joes?
Okay, well, this is the 2nd annual Pros versus Joes event.
Blake, is this the same story you talking about?
I did send this story to Lenny a while ago, but however, when he originally opened up the link, he couldn't open it up for some reason.
Oh, okay.
So you eventually got to it.
I just found it today in a different way. Yeah, no.
So Blake did send it to you, but you didn't know that this is what he sent to you.
Right. Okay. That works. That makes more sense.
That's millennial boomer communication.
I saw this and I said, this is right up Blake Blevin's alley. Holy cow.
Pros versus Joes.
2nd annual
Here it
event.
goes.
Yep. $2 million in prizes.
$2 million in prizes.
50 professional athletes and influencers.
Oh.
Versus.
We watched a little bit of this weekend.
Okay. Versus 50 Joes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to become a Joe, you got to send, it's Fanatics is doing this, the sportswear company.
Okay.
You've got to send a video to them, and they'll call that, and they'll pick 50 people to compete.
I thought it was FanDuel.
FanDuel, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
not Fanatics?
It is.
No, it's Fanatics.
It is Fanatics.
It's not FanDuel. Okay. It's not a betting service. It's a Garmento.
So basically, they're the company that manufactures like the new like the fan worn jerseys for fans.
Yeah, jerseys and hats and stuff.
They have like lots of super contracts with a bunch of leagues and teams.
All right.
And I got
Fanatics.
Right, and I've got $1.38 pending on my next purchase.
And then and another plug we've given out there that's not paying us. Yeah. Fanatics.
They are a local company.
Are they?
Yeah,
Get them on.
Jacksonville.
Okay. So the categories are quarterback skills, basketball around the horn, soccer goal scoring, baseball pitching accuracy. I'm not quite sure what washer dryer hockey shooting challenge is.
Well, you probably got to.
Yeah, into
the
a
washer dryer.
yeah.
Okay.
So either the dryer, it depends, top open or front loaded.
I'm sure it's all front loaded.
Okay. Well, you got to lift for the, maybe it's 1 and 1.
Yeah, no, I bet it's all front
All
loaded.
right, we got to find that
All
out.
front loaded.
WWE, this is the one I would like. WWE Superstar Entrance,
All right.
UFC Striking Challenge, and closest to the pin in golf. Now, everybody plays everything. All the pros do this. All the Joes do this. The pros that have committed to this so far going to do very good in some of these and probably pretty good in most of them. Tom Brady, Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud, Micah Parsons, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Draymond Green, Russell Wilson, Rob Gronkowski, Alex Rodriguez, Odell Beckham Jr., and the cheetah himself, Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Jordan Childs.
Not to be confused with Julia.
No. KSI, I don't even know who that is or what that
YouTuber.
is. Sorry?
He's a YouTuber.
Okay.
All right.
And then this
Is he a pro or a Joe?
no, he's there. There's a pro.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
a pro, so basically, so he's a YouTuber that also does a little bit of rapping, but he's also well known for boxing Logan Paul.
Oh, okay.
How'd he do? Canvasback?
He lost.
Yeah, there you go. Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Seth Rollins, and Liv Morgan, who are from the WWE, I have learned.
Okay.
Okay. And then for your other celebrities, you've got Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, Drewski, and I Show Speed.
Okay.
I have
Who's
no
I
idea
Show
who-
Speed?
And I have no idea who Drewski is either.
So he's a Twitch streamer. He's a Twitch streamer that's like the biggest Cristiano Ronaldo fanboys out there. So
Really?
Okay. Soccer fanboy.
yeah,
Got it.
So the way this works is you get points for every event. Okay, and you have to
So
play.
you have to play against all these guys.
Well, I don't know how the rankings are, whether it's a round robin, but you have to compete in all the events, and the pros have to compete in all the events.
All right.
You get points for them. Top person who wins the points gets $1 million.
All right.
Second place, a Ferrari 812 GTS.
They're not a bad second place.
Third place, a 2003-2004 Topps, and this is confusing me because it seems, counterintuitive, Topps Chrome Gold. I guess you can make gold shinier than it is with chrome, but I always thought chrome was sort of silverish. A Topps Chrome Gold Refractor LeBron James rookie card, number 50, graded 9.5 by Beckett's, which in March, the exact same card went for $196,555 at auction.
That one might be the most valuable if you hold on to it and keep it in a good spot.
Yep.
It can pass up the other ones.
Yep, I'm sure it's going to come in a plexiglass protector.
Yeah, that's good.
If none of the Joes win that, if none of the Joes come first, second, or third, they'll get the top scoring Joe gets $100K.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting, and it's going to be it's coming up soon. Actually, it's going to be at the Jacob Javits Center, June 20th to 22nd. Jacob Javits Center is a New York Convention Center.
Okay. No, it'd be fun to watch. I mean, Kevin Hart doing the different sports stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
that'd be kind
and
of fun.
Tiffany
to watch.
Haddish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to see her win.
Yeah. So, I bet one of the Joes is actually a pretty solid athlete.
You would think.
Along the way, kind of like the old American Gladiators when they got a guy in there that was like just got cut from like the Dolphins or something, and he just crushed the Gladiators.
Yeah,
So,
but they got to have. But don't forget, they also have to have some fan appeal or fanatics appeal because they've got to get their video selected.
yeah, no. I mean, and that's, I mean, if you have some good skill set with some flash, this would have been something I really would have liked 20 years ago.
I'm sure.
I was somewhat coordinated in those days. Now I trip over chalk lines.
If they have a geezer category, we can apply.
I would be solid in the
Seniors bracket.
under 5'8", over 55 category. I think I could compete as long as there's no running. I don't run anymore.
Yeah, well, I do okay in everything but the basketball. I can't shoot for shit.
Yeah. So, no, that'd be interesting. What network's it on, or is it what streaming?
You know what?
they haven't officially confirmed which streaming network, but more likely.
Should we put a bid in for the 904 now and see if they want to air it here?
I mean, good luck
think
being.
so.
Good luck being ESPN though. So because
I mean,
they
that's-
were the ones that broke the story first about it. So they probably already.
That doesn't sound like much competition.
Yeah. So, but dude, like the guy that owns Fanatics though, Michael Rubin, he is a so this is like a video of him like last year, hosting a white party. You could just see like A-lister, but the Larry O'Brien, like all that, like he is like the most loaded guy out there, and
in a land of loaded guys.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
He's wealthier than us in the room.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
But he's not. I wouldn't even consider him probably the most wealthy in Jacksonville.
No.
Okay.
No.
I think.
Oh, he's a local boy.
I think old Shad's got that one.
Yeah.
So, all right. No, it'll be interesting to watch. That's for sure. So.
Yeah, I thought that would be a fun one.
Yeah, throw a couple politicians in there. Put old Ronnie over there. See how he does. Former baseball player. All right, we have trains. You get one here.
Funded by University Research.
University Research, to keep it short. And World Economies. Which one you want to go with, Blake?
World Economies.
World Economies.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
All right. World Economies, and I'm gonna go to my phone here. Everyone is saying how horrible the U.S. is and their economies. Why are they doing these tariffs? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? In the world economies, values of world economies, you know where U.S. is ranked?
I'd like to say one, but I don't know if that's still true.
They're one.
Okay.
They're one. They're at about $27 trillion. Okay.
Okay.
Guess what number 2 is? I think you got a good guess on this one.
Germany.
Okay. No, Germany's 3.
Japan?
China.
Oh, I keep forgetting there. I keep forgetting they're there.
I mean, it's not even close.
Okay,
I thought that was a softball, but you were distracted by your phone over here.
Right.
So you weren't really focused on it, Cornell, or you would have got that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about China.
All
They're
right.
all the way on the other side of the world.
China, and now Phil calls me back. He's been thanks, Phil. I'm on air. You're one of our sponsors.
He's gone, why didn't you do my read today?
So 27 million for the U.S. China's just under 8 trillion. China's just under 18 trillion.
Okay.
So we got them by about 9 trillion.
Okay.
Okay. You said Germany. Germany comes in at 4.4 trillion.
Okay.
That's the gap.
And that's
Okay.
and Germany's third?
Germany's third.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a big span.
If you add up 3 through 12, you still do not get to the United States economy. If you stacked up, and this is 3 through 10, if you stacked up Germany, Japan, India, the UK, France, Italy, Brazil, and Canada, that's 3 through 10.
South Korea didn't make that list. Interesting.
You're still 4 million. Just with those 7, you're 4 million short. I don't know what 11 and 12, but they have to be less than 2.1 trillion.
Yeah.
And even if you add in those, I was given the benefit of the doubt of being at least 2 trillion.
Okay.
You're still not even at U.S. So as far as leveraging power and some of those things, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
We're doing all right. There was an article in this morning's show about Canada and travelers not coming because of this and that. The economy in Canada is awful. Right now.
Thank you very much, because you mentioned it in the morning show. So of course I did some research and said, "Oh shit, they're almost in a recession."
They are. Yeah, they're in a recession. Yeah. They're verging on depression if they don't get stuff turned around.
Well, the king was over there, I guess, just yesterday or today. Showed up in Canada for whatever, because it was his first trip since he's become king, and he's going, rah. What I did notice, however, is the speech he read was written by the Canadians and handed to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But it was all, yeah.
And he read it in French? No.
He did. No. He did bilingual. He did half in French and half in English.
Wow.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So
He did.
Because it was actually the opening of the new Canadian Parliament. So that's why the king was in today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way to go, Charlie.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to say,
You think he gets mad if we call him King Chuck?
I don't know. But when Camilla came off the plane, I was actually taken by what a lovely, either a dress or a coat that she was wearing. It was pink. It was great cut. Great. It just looked fabulous.
Yeah. You talk about a lady who's had a tough go of it.
Well, she came back well.
Yeah.
She's a closer.
Yeah, no, she really is. I mean, she really
Yep.
is. She's a gamer.
Yeah.
Like she got passed over for the first go around as being the queen.
Yeah.
And or being the princess, and then she's the real deal. I like her.
Yeah.
I
Took a little while to warm up to her, but
I like old Chuck too.
yeah. Well, he's okay.
I like old Chuck
He's
too.
okay. I
Doesn't
thought him around Australia at one point in time when he was just the Prince of Wales.
Doesn't really have a whole lot of power, but he's got a lot of money.
Well,
Got a
yeah,
lot of money.
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I just found that phenomenal. Is the U.S. is around 27 trillion.
Yeah.
China, which is supposed to be our competition, is at
There's 18.
just under 18
Yeah.
trillion. And if you took and added Germany and Japan to China, you would almost equal where the U.S. is. So I think we're doing okay.
Yeah. Well, hope it holds.
Yeah.
Hope it holds.
Yeah, I think we're doing all right. So if you do that quick algebra on that in a basketball game, that's an absolute blowout.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just so we know.
Which we're expecting from the Knicks tonight over the Pacers. Go Knicks.
Okay, I don't see there being any
I'm not
blowouts
that confident,
Yeah,
however, but
I don't see there being any.
I can root, but I'm not all that confident.
That series is. I don't see there being any real
Hope for them?
real runaways
Yeah.
in that one. So I mean, in the freaking OKC cost me last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had them giving up 3 and they won by 2.
Well, thanks to you, I was encouraged to put a 4-way parlay on the Mets game tonight.
Mhm.
Because if they can't play a little bit better against the White Sox, we're in trouble. They pulled it out last night. Francisco Lindor. He is the happiest man in baseball.
Lindor
He is just
enjoys
wonderful.
playing the game.
He loves it.
Him and Mookie, to me, are the guys that
Mookie Wilson? No, Mookie Betts.
Betts.
Well, I'm old. Remember, I'm old. And Mookie Wilson did too.
Yeah, Mookie Wilson did too.
Yeah.
Mookie was a player. But him and Mookie Betts, to me, are the guys that really love to play the game.
He plays the game with Lindor with just such a giant smile on his face. He's so
you were
happy.
cashing those checks to play
Yeah,
ball.
but he's also playing well.
I did it for free and tore my body up for free. Yeah, these guys are getting bazillions of dollars.
And instant medical care, and instant massage, and instant everything. Holy cow!
Everything's out there.
But you know what? And even when he's not hitting, which he's starting to warm up again, but even when he's not hitting, he is just such a consummate fielder.
Oh no, he's
great.
Lindor's he's
a ball player.
last 3 weeks. He's
Yeah,
really
a ball
come around.
player. Yeah.
All right, you get 2 this time.
Okay.
Or do you not want to?
Well, I've got a bunch of what
You
I
got
call
university?
I got throwaways, which are just a bunch of quick hits
All right, you got university research,
and throwaways.
and I got trains.
Okay.
Now I can do gay marriages, which was on the list.
Okay.
If you want to throw that in there before, and just kind of finish off with these 3.
Okay.
What's your throwaways? Let's see what you got.
I've got the date from harvest to shelf for organic lettuce.
Okay.
I've got USA hockey team, the Indy 500. These are just points of interest.
All right. I stay with these categories, and then we'll fill in with those if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It does.
All right. So we got trains, university research, and gay marriage. Blake, what you got, man?
Let's go trains.
I'm intrigued by gay marriage.
All right.
We'll get back to it.
Trains. So I was curious because I saw a train, and I was like, I wonder what the fastest train in the world is.
Ooh, very.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Bullet train.
fastest train in the world, and I got the top 10. If you want to hear the top 10, but most of them are in China. Starting in 10th place, I got them all in the wrong order here. Get them right order here. There. All right. Going 300 kilometers, which is just under 200 miles an hour, is in Italy. And it goes 300 kilometers per hour.
This is 10th.
And this is in 10th place.
Okay.
And it is a venture between Hitachi Rail Italy and Alstom. And it's also operating in Spain.
Okay.
All right. Number 9 is in Korea. It's called the Ko-Rail, South Korea. All right. Number 8, and that one goes 305 kilometers per hour. So right at 200 miles an hour. and in where the heck am I at? Sorry. Again, I messed it up.
You're at number 8.
Number 8 in Spain is the Renfe, which goes 310 kilometers per hour. 7 is in Morocco.
Really?
How does it build up that kind of speed in Morocco?
Oh, a lot of straightaways and nothing in the way.
Yeah. So it runs between Casablanca and Tangier.
Okay.
All right. And it goes 320 kilometers per hour. All right. And number 6 is in Japan. And it goes 320 kilometers. Number 5 goes 320 kilometers. It's in France.
Okay.
All right. And I can't, there are a bunch of initials for the names.
Yeah,
They're not going to stick with you at all.
GTDE, yeah.
All right. Number 4 is in Germany. And it's a multi-train. There's 3 of these that go. And they can go up to 350 kilometers, but for the most part, they only go around 320 because they like to keep it under that unless they're behind.
And they want to keep it on the rails.
All right, hold on a second. Got video for the Germany thing while you look through it. So,
Okay.
all right, train.
Wow.
There we
That's
go.
a fast train. All right. The next three are all in China. One goes 350. The second one is also 350. It's called the Harmony, China Railway Harmony.
Okay.
All right. And number 1, those go 350. Number 1, way out in front. It goes 460 kilometers per hour, which is pushing 300 miles an hour. Okay.
Is that the bullet train?
This is a train. It's called the Shanghai
China.
Maglev.
I was going to ask about that. Good. I'm glad you said that.
Maglev. All right. And it has a record speed of a staggering 501 kilometers per hour. So that means it was going over 320 miles per hour, or 501 kilometers per hour. It was going over 320 miles per hour.
How far between stations, I wonder.
I mean, how quick can you get there?
And that was the only one that was maglev.
Yeah, this one is electromagnetic force. It levitates above the track, so it eliminates all the friction. The Shanghai Maglev Transportation Development Company owns and operates the maglev. Siemens and German multinational ThyssenKrupp constructed the train as a joint venture. Now, a lot of the elevators you get in, the one that's here is a ThyssenKrupp
Really?
elevator.
Okay.
So it's one of the main elevator companies, and that kind of caught my eye. I was like, wow, okay.
Don't you have a bad experience with these Krupp elevators?
They bought out. It was their service that I had a problem with. They bought out Miami Elevator, which gave you great service.
Yeah.
And Thyssen, they hit you with all these extra fees and stuff like that. So they got on my bad list pretty quick. And it started operations in April of 2004. So on 30.5 kilometers Shanghai Maglev line. So it was okay. The maglev. This is one of the cool things. The maglev train can cover approximately 19-mile distance in just under 8 minutes.
Whew. Okay,
that's getting it.
It's efficient.
That is getting it.
Yeah.
So I just
Well, Europe, and apparently now Asia as well, are head and shoulders above the United States in rail travel. Yeah. Always have been.
I mean, I can tell you,
I'd like to see train travel come back to the United States, but
in Italy, the train was really easy to deal with. So
in Germany the trains run on time.
Yeah, I thought that was Italy.
No, that's Germany.
Don't mess with the Germans on time efficiency. They are super serious about it.
In the 1930s, the statement was, at least he made the trains run on time.
Was that Mussolini?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I was trying not to say his name, but you said it. We need to get him a list.
Would you get me the
we
damn
need to
list,
get him a list,
please?
I was not trying to say the name, but yeah.
Right. Well, you walked me right to the edge and then just tap me on the back as I fall right in.
Hey, look down there. Look down there.
Say another guy.
Yeah, we definitely can't say the other guy.
No, we wouldn't.
All right. I have gay marriages, and you have university funding for university research.
And throwaways.
And then the throwaways, which are one-hit wonders, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So we got the one-hit wonders. Blake, where are you going?
Let's go with gay marriage.
Okay.
Gay marriages. All right.
I like happy things.
We are 10 years away from the Supreme Court when they made the big decision.
Was it Obergefell?
And made gay marriage legal around the world. Or not around,
Well, around
the United States.
Yeah.
You know, and the whole world was going to fall apart because of this.
Right.
Guess what didn't happen?
The world didn't fall apart.
The world did not fall apart.
Right.
The world did not fall apart. So I wanted to see what states beat this law into their allowing gay marriages prior to the law of the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Do you
States that did it before the national law.
Do you know who the first one was?
I'm going to go with California.
California was tied for ninth.
Tied for ninth. Slackers.
Yeah, they were tied for ninth, and they didn't come in until 2013, and they came in the same time as Delaware, Minnesota, and Rhode Island.
Well, sure as hell ain't Florida.
All right. Is it?
Wait, Blake, you cheated already, so you're not playing in this game because I know you already looked it up.
Dang it.
So you can't play in this game at that point. If you wanted to play straight up, then I let it go. But
I go hometown New York.
New York did not change the law until 2015.
Okay, so 2 years after California.
Yeah, well, when it was the Supreme Courts, when
was 2015 was Obergefell was 2015.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
10 years ago, you said that.
Yep.
Make me do math. Right.
Math is hard. This one came in 2004. The next state did not legalize it until 2008.
How about Illinois?
Nope. Illinois came in at the same time as all the rest of the country.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with one of those wild Wyoming states that were ahead of their time for everything else.
Well, I'm gonna let you give a pass because I can tell you.
I ain't coming close, huh?
No, you're not in the range. Massachusetts.
No, I forgot about them. I forgot about them and China today.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Two kind of front runners in a lot of things here.
Yeah.
But Massachusetts was the first one in 2004. And a lot of gay couples moved to Massachusetts because Massachusetts was so ahead of the game on this one. Connecticut came in 2008. All right. 2009, Iowa and Vermont. Not sure how Iowa just
that's interesting.
Split in there. I don't see them being a liberal thinking state.
Well, and New England used to be terribly puritanical. So it's impressive that they said, yeah, do what you want to do.
Yeah. Then in 2010, it was New Hampshire and Washington, D.C., not really a state.
Should be. Got confused too many people.
All right. And in 2012 was Maine, Maryland, and the state of Washington.
So basically, New England was way ahead of the curve on this. Good for them.
Yes, they were.
Good for
Massachusetts was by far the leader.
Yeah.
In leading the way in it. So,
but the rest of those chilly states got there too.
Well, I mean, and I'm just happy, all the panic that was hitting the world of this happening. We're 10 years out, guys. We're still okay.
Right.
Our economy's still number one in the world.
Yeah, it's still a talking right, exactly.
By a long shot,
right.
But I mean,
it's still a talking point, and it's still an issue for a lot of people.
Yeah, So, no, I just kind of wanted to bring that up because we're at that 10-year mark of this, and the world didn't fall apart.
Okay.
And there's so many people always so willing to hit the panic button, and nothing happened.
No,
nothing happened.
No,
and the divorce rates in gay couples is almost identical to married couples.
Exactly.
It's almost the exact same.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
they get the joy with us.
Right. They feel the same pain.
Right. Exactly.
They feel the same pain.
Exactly.
So, but I just wanted to kind of bring that up because I remember it being such a hot topic on Uncommon Ground when this was going down.
Yeah.
Wasn't I in studio when? Like I think I asked to be in studio when the decision came out.
Yeah. Well, I was, and here's my take on it. we've had this conversation. I'm not a faith-based decision maker.
Correct.
I am a person who looks at the different facts and takes them into account. Faith doesn't come into my decision on on making decisions like this.
Right.
So I think if you're not a faith-based, it only makes sense.
Yeah.
I think if you're a faith-based and you lean on that, you can make the argument and it doesn't make sense. That's the only reason I can see it not making any sense at all.
Well, aren't most religions, some tenet of the core value of most religion is, love thy neighbor, or love is important, or things of that nature?
No. And
so you would think that they should, find love where you can, because it's not easy these days.
But religious and faith-based leaders will find the argument within the story to make their point. I mean, that's pretty much like if you go to any church on any Sunday, they find the message they want to give, and then they use the Bible or whatever religion they are to use that to make their story, to back up their story. Yeah. And there's so much out there on either side. The book is so broad.
Yeah.
You can make your argument,
or you can just knock the wind out of it, because I come back, as we've talked about this before, the very first episode of The West Wing, it goes on. There's all sorts of mission gossip goes on, but toward the end of the episode, Martin Sheen walks into the room where they're having a evangelical conversation of some nature. It's like it's the National Prayer Breakfast, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a tight ass woman, and he uses that phrase to talk to her. You and your tight ass club is sitting there, and he just she hits him with chapter and verse. Mm-hmm. He goes, right, and he tells her exactly what's in that chapter.
Oh yeah,
verse. And then he goes on a litany of
stoning your neighbor. For,
right. Right. Should the Washington Redskins be allowed to play football on Sunday because they're touching the skin of a pin?
Yeah.
No, it's the skin of a pig.
Yeah.
It's my daughter's very good, but should I sell her into slavery because I can? It's just, he goes on with all these things that out of the Bible that are, in contemporary society, you'd say, well, that's
especially the Old Testament was dark.
It was harsh. Absolutely. Oh, big harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was dark.
So,
all right. Now we're going to go to some softballs, some throwaways, or where we're at. Blake, do you have anyone that you want to talk about that we haven't got to today?
I know one of the softballs was the Indy 500, so we can talk about that.
All right. Let's go Indy. Let's do the Indy.
Okay.
It just says Indy.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was the 500 he was talking about?
I don't know.
Might have been Indiana Jones.
We like Indiana Jones.
I heard it was the Indy 500. He did mention Indy 500, so I do want to hear the Indy 500.
I did.
Okay. All right.
Well,
it's not Indiana Jones. I wore the hat for this story,
okay.
and you tricked me.
Okay, a Spaniard won the Indy 500.
Yes, first Spaniard to ever win.
Right.
From Barcelona.
I like saying Barcelona.
Barcelona.
And if I
They speak a different language in Barcelona than they do in the rest of Spain.
And his name was Alex Palou.
Hello.
Hello to you too.
Hello.
Is this phone working?
Marco.
And I think he was driving a Honda.
Hello.
Yep, he was.
A Honda, okay.
Yeah, because Blake and I were kind of making fun of.
I would think it was lawnmower engine.
Well, you got a Japanese car driven by a Spanish guy winning America's biggest race. And what was your third one you gave? It something?
Well, also being sponsored by a German shipping company.
A German shipping company.
Well, that's,
DHL. That's right. Yeah.
That's universal.
The sponsor was a German company.
That's very inclusive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but but definitely as an IndyCar fan, I definitely have thoughts of I'm definitely glad Alex Palou won. But unfortunately though, so far during the 6 races, including the 500, Alex Palou has won 5 out of the 6 races, and it's been the most boring series so far. And that's coming from a Formula One fan as well.
Yeah, Formula One, the race in Morocco.
Monaco.
The race in Monaco.
Some tight turns.
You couldn't pass.
Yeah.
You just couldn't pass. I mean, it was not a fun race. And we watched all 3 races.
Yeah.
Because there was a Coke 600, and the guy who started 40th won the Coke 600.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Climbing through the ranks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
The Florida boy. Florida boy won.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ross
Ross
Chastain.
Chastain. So he
Okay.
smashed his watermelon, ate the watermelon. That's what he does. It's
Yeah,
kind of his tradition.
But
Okay.
actually, there's a little bit of controversy post race though, because the guy that finished second and who was leading most of the race before Palou passed him, Marcus Saracen, he actually got disqualified in post race inspection, so he got dropped all the way to the back of the field.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
All right. Yeah. So, what else did you have for the
Well,
Spaniard?
we're talking.
Spaniard.
I don't know when we were talking about. We were talking about how long it takes produce to get from field to market.
Mhm.
So I mentioned that I see harvest on dates on bags of lettuce. So I went to the market the other day and I made sure to pay attention to that. And my bag of organic romaine was harvested on the 15th of May in Santa Maria, California, and it was on the shelf in Winn-Dixie on the 24th. I don't know if it was there on the 23rd as well, but I was in the store on the 24th, and that's where that was. So it takes about 10 days to get there. It might have been a little less, whether it was
If
warehouse.
what they write down is
Yeah.
correct.
Well, you would think so.
Okay. It's.
Come on, I'm the cantankerous non-believer.
I was born at night, but not last night.
All right, fine.
I wasn't actually born at night. I was born in the afternoon.
Oh, well, see.
Yeah.
Well, then lighten up
You-
there.
You know what time you were born during the day?
Yeah, I think it was like 2:00 in the morning or something. Because my neighbors, my mother's best friend lived across the street from us, and her birthday was February 24th, and she stayed up the entire day waiting for my mother to give birth, so I would be born on her birthday, and she went to sleep, and I was born on the 25th, like at 2 in the morning.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, I know what time you were born. You know
Yes.
what time of the day you were born?
because you keep telling me it was 12:12 because you wanted me to born at 1:11 or 11:11.
Yeah.
But however though, I think I think my mom had enough. It was like, okay,
No, she's
get
like,
me out, get me out.
Well, I mean, he was a planned C-section, but he was already going to be born on 1/11/01.
Okay.
So I wanted to come out at 1/11, and we made a compromise, and he came out at 12:12.
So dosey instead of once.
So,
Hold
he
on,
came
hold on. Was it-
111 at 12:12
Was it AM or PM?
p.m. You were just after lunchtime.
Okay.
Just after lunchtime.
Okay.
All right. Bobby was saying Stetson's playing, and it's Stetson University, not college, Bobby. NC State University in baseball. Do you know what time that game is, Blake?
I had to double check real quick.
Yeah, because they're one of the 64 in the College World Series. Stetson is.
Nice. That's
And that other
are
team,
they in
that
division-
other
is
team
their
that Bobby
baseball team in Division One?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is their basketball team,
Okay.
Let's
So.
see.
and their football team is Division One, like AA or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever that other division is. So and
All right. So Stetson plays that other team Friday at 2.
Friday at 2:00.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And it's where at Auburn?
Yes. It'll be played in at Auburn's baseball field.
All right.
They're
And Kyle
hosting it.
Larson tried to do the double, the Indy and the NASCAR,
Right.
and he wrecked out on both. So he was
Hey, as
supposed,
long as his
he was
helicopter
supposed to,
didn't crash.
he was supposed to get 1,100 miles in, and I don't think he even got to the 500.
Where was the NASCAR?
It was in
NASCAR
Charlotte.
was in Charlotte, so which we made that flight before. We went from the Brickyard 400, and it's when we had our plane. And our plane went all of 125 to 130 knots, and we rushed to get there to fly to Charlotte. And all these all you hear on the radio, slow mover at 10,000 feet. Slow. I was like, we can hear you. We have feelings too. But we got to the airport, like, and all the private jets and stuff, because it's a private executive airport. Like, we're parked between like Denny Hamlin and Jimmy Johnson's jets. Like, it's our little plane, and then we know which planes are going past us, and they're at like 20,000 feet.
Right.
And, we're putzing along at 10,000.
They got jet engines, and you're spinning with the rubber band.
They're just like, be aware.
Yeah.
Slow mover.
Right. Uh-huh.
So
Okay. All right.
what's your other ones you got?
The USA hockey team won gold at the World Championship, first time since 1933, in a 1-0 victory over Switzerland.
All right.
I looked to see. I couldn't see if Russia played or not. I don't know if they're being sanctioned out.
They're still being sanctioned right now, and actually, they're still sanctioned up, and they're still sanctioned for the 2026 Olympics as well.
Okay.
So we won't see
All right.
any Russia in that as well.
Well, according to Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin is crazy, in all caps, crazy, he says.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, the man may be nuts, but he's laughing all the way to the bank in his golden palace on the shores of the Black Sea.
The mafia money.
Yep. Kilauea is erupting in Hawaii on the Big Island.
Kilauea
Yes.
on the island of Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they're going to have more black beaches.
Could be. And Mauna Loa, which is the most active volcano in the world, is not erupting.
Okay.
And it's in the same volcanic park.
All right.
It's a national park.
What's the volcano that you kind of walk up in Honolulu? That's right there.
Diamond Head?
Diamond Head. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
It's a caldera now. Yeah,
yeah.
it's dry.
What is it called?
A caldera is
dry volcano.
the depression, the crater on
Okay.
the top of a volcano.
And it's called a caldera?
Caldera.
Caldera. You.
I'm
All right.
I'm rakish that way.
All right. Did you study for the Student Stat today?
I did.
All right. Do you have any idea what the question may be?
Who's Dr. Benjamin Rush?
Huh?
Who's Dr. Benjamin Rush?
Well, which one of the founding fathers
Yes.
started Dickinson College?
Okay.
And that's
That'd be Dr. Benjamin Rush,
Dr. Benjamin
Okay.
Rush. So
who was also somebody who was dearly enamored by both TJ and JA.
well, the three of them were kind of like the three amigos, evidently when they were in Congress together and stuff. And Rush was a little heartbroken because of the fallout of Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, because those two didn't talk for over a decade.
Yeah.
And he
Politics
kept
will do
trying
that.
to get them back together, and he kept trying to get them back together. And like in 1812 is when he really reached out and said, "Okay, this has got to end." And he died in 1813 of typhus because he refused to leave his patients,
Right.
and that's how he ended up.
But he got those two guys back together for the last 13 years of their life.
because TJ actually wrote John Adams and told him what had happened.
Right. That he died.
Yeah.
But, he was also big on hygiene.
Mhm.
You had said this
Way
morning.
ahead
which
of
is
his-
interesting.
way ahead of his time.
absolutely. So that's great.
So
Now we keep going because in 1927, young Edsel Ford drove the last Model T off of the assembly line.
okay,
The last of 15 million Model Ts.
and it wasn't passed until the Beetle passed it, right? The VW.
Yeah, was it that or something else?
I think
Might
it
have
was-
been.
I think it was the Beetle that
Maybe
actually
just-
passed the Model T
Yeah, okay.
as far as production goes. So, hey, we're at the end of the show.
Already?
You got one more?
I do.
Hit us with one more fact. You got to make it a good one, though.
I got 3 minutes.
Okay.
We got time.
We don't have to stop right on second.
Oh, well. In 1937, 10 years after the Model T, and the Golden Gate Bridge opened
Okay.
on this day, and for 25 cents, you could be a pedestrian and walk across it.
Mm.
Next day, you better be careful because the cars are coming.
You're allowed to walk like down the street.
Down the middle of the bridge, and the day before it was open to automobile traffic.
Yeah. You ever see the video of that bridge during the earthquakes?
No.
Yeah. No. I mean that's
It
what it was.
sways,
It was
yeah.
swaying. It was swaying and giving way so much.
I'm just fascinated how they were able to get from one side to the other with nothing in the middle and make a bridge hang there.
Yeah.
Between that and having to go deep into the bedrock to put down the caissons that are supporting the bridge, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The East River, the Brooklyn Bridge, okay, that's a shorter span than going across the San Francisco Bay.
I mean, I'll sell you the Golden Gate Bridge if you want.
I'm sorry, I only buy bridges in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have a couple of deeds for that. As a matter of fact, if you want one, I'll give it to you.
I got some swampland in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. And then the last one is Al Capone has 3 living granddaughters.
Al Capone has 3 living granddaughters. Okay.
Who are putting his Philippe Petit pocket watch up for sale.
Okay.
It's going to be auctioned off at Sotheby's in early June.
Is that Sotheby's?
Sotheby's, yeah.
Okay.
Bees.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's estimated to go for.
I think I can tell you the truth. I thought I was saying it wrong when you said it like that. I was like, I've been saying that wrong the entire time.
No. Sotheby's. And we had a dear friend of ours was a very important person in Sotheby's. We used to go to see
Sotheby's?
Sotheby's. What did I say?
You said Sotheby's. Did he say Sotheby's again?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's no you in
You've
it.
been hanging around me too much.
See, and there's no you in it, for crying out loud. Sorry, Gail. I love you. I miss you. Sorry, Gail. But his pocket watch, which I think Blake has a picture of.
Yeah, he popped it up there
Okay,
for a little
good.
bit.
It's expected to go for between $80,000 and $160,000. However, it had been sold previously for $230,000.
So it lost value.
Well, we'll see how it goes, but it's a pretty snazzy little watch.
Yeah, it's getting older though.
Yeah.
It's getting older.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey guys, that's the end of our show. Thank you, Lenny, for finishing this off there with so many facts that our head blew up.
Yeah.
Blake, you got anything else going on?
No.
Blake is good back there. We only have 2 more weeks of trivia at Gypsy, so we need to get our butts over there. This is Bollocks this evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.